If the universe formed from nothing, who created the nothing? The question of where the universe came from has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and theologians for thousands of years. If the universe formed from nothing, as some modern physicists suggest, then how could nothing create something? And if nothing is truly nothing, with no properties or potentialities, then how could the intricate laws of physics and the vast cosmos burst forth from it? This conundrum leads some to posit that the nothing which spawned our universe must have been created or designed by a transcendent power, often identified as God. However, others argue that our very notions of nothing and something may require re-examination in light of cutting-edge science. To begin unraveling this cosmic riddle, we must first define what we mean by nothing. The simplest definition paints it as the total absence of everything: no space, time, matter, energy, or quantum potentialities. By this standard, absolute nothingness cannot produce something, since an absolute void by definition has no productive capacity. As the saying goes, from nothing, nothing comes. Therefore, if the initial state of the universe was absolute nothingness, then something beyond or outside of nothingness must have intervened to initiate cosmic evolution. Accordingly, some theists conclude that a supernatural creator must have sparked the Big Bang by generating matter, energy, and the laws of physics ex nihilo, or out of nothing. However, while compelling, this argument makes assumptions about the properties of absolute nothingness and the origins of physical laws that science has not yet verified. For instance, in quantum field theory, the universe is not envisioned as being empty even in its lowest energy state. Rather, space-time remains permeated by fluctuating quantum fields, which contain zero-point energy. While seemingly trivial, this energy enables particles to blink in and out of existence, suggesting that vacuums are not devoid of properties or generative potential. Hence, the nothing that preceded the Big Bang may not have been empty after all, but rather a roiling sea of quantum possibilities. Furthermore, other speculative theories in physics describe the emergence of space and time from networks of abstract relations, mathematical structures, or quantum information. In such evolving and relational paradigms, physical existence does not burst forth from absolute nothingness. Rather, reality crystallizes from an abstract realm of possibilities that in some sense precedes it. According to these models, our notion of nothing as a featureless void may say more about the limitations of human intuition than about the true origins of existence. Alternatively, some scientists propose that the inflationary theory of cosmology can explain how our universe appeared from a tiny primordial speck that contained no matter, energy, or spacetime. In this view, the staggeringly rapid expansion of space following the Big Bang arose from an unstable high-energy vacuum state, generating sufficient negative pressure to accelerate the fledgling cosmos to astronomical proportions. The laws of quantum mechanics permitted this free-lunch genesis of matter and energy from the vacuum. Thus, one potential explanation for existential origins requires no supernatural creator, only the quantum mechanical properties inherent in the instability of empty space itself. However, these scientific models do not claim that existence sprang from literal nothingness. They simply push the question further back in time, explaining how something could emerge from extremely simple primordial states that are very different from our everyday notions of nothingness. This raises the question of whether there was ever a state of absolute nothingness prior to existence, or if some framework of possibilities must have always existed. Some philosophers argue that existence itself contains an inherent duality, the yin and yang of something and nothing giving rise to each other. In this view, origins questions may be fundamentally misguided, since being and non-being constitute an eternal unity. Of course, such metaphysical conjectures remain highly speculative. When it comes to concrete evidence regarding the genesis of the universe, scientists are still assembling pieces of the cosmic puzzle. Astronomers can now observe back to a fraction of a second after the Big Bang, but the instant of the birth itself remains shrouded. Until physics can probe back further and observe what happened before the Big Bang, the notion that a creator conjured existence out of absolute nothingness remains firmly in the domain of philosophy rather than empiricism. However, science has revealed that sheer common sense intuitions can be profoundly misleading when applied to the extremes of reality, be it the quantum realm, black holes, or the first moments of cosmic expansion. The truth may be stranger than we imagine. Indeed, some physicists propose that before the Big Bang, time itself was undefined, rendering nonsensical any notions of before or cause. Furthermore, contemporary logic systems built on the principle of sufficient reason have been overturned by advances, showing that certain events can be indeterministic, uncaused, or self-caused. Thus, while everyday reasoning presumes that existence must have an external cause, cutting-edge science suggests otherwise. In sum, if the universe indeed emerged from nothing, then precisely what this nothing was remains open to debate. Absolute nothingness, in the naive sense, may be more of an abstract ideal than a physical reality. Some current theories suggest a realm of fluctuating quantum potentialities as the initial state, while others describe a vacuum instability that was pregnant with the laws of physics. These speculative models are not fully verified, but they offer plausible scientific alternatives to the proposition that sheer nothingness requires an external agent to spark existence. At present, physics alone cannot definitively explain why there is something rather than nothing. However, the field's rapid evolution suggests we should be wary of applying limiting metaphysical assumptions to a reality far more bizarre than we may realize. The question of existential origins remains fertile ground for philosophical discussion. But scientific empiricism must be the guide on our journey toward truth, wherever it may lead. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new videos.